Hello, everyone. I am Who Knew Sherry. Welcome to this sharing session on the professionalized training system of the KPL. Today, we will take an in-depth look at how a mature esports club uses a standardized training and competition system to complete the entire process from team building to winning championships. This courseware is designed to provide everyone with an editable and practical standardized training framework. We hope it can bring inspiration to your club management and operations. This sharing session will be divided into 10 sections. First, we will explore the core logic behind esports professionalization. Next, we will introduce the structure of a training and competition team and the responsibilities of key positions in detail. Then we will focus on the psychological development system for players, which we believe is one of the keys to winning championships. After that, we will cover rookie scouting, player iteration, championship environment building, and standard operating procedures. Finally, we will conclude with a summary and discussion. First, let us talk about why professionalized training systems are necessary. In the past, many teams performed like a roller coaster and relied heavily on the individual condition and talent of players. The core of professionalization is turning uncontrollable factors into controllable processes and standards. This is reflected in four dimensions. First, moving away from the uncontrollable model of relying on form, talent, and on the spot performance while establishing a standardized capability output model. Second, making performance fluctuations controllable, reduce drastic fluctuations in team performance, establish mental resilience mechanisms, and minimize the impact of mental breakdowns on competitions. Third, building a talent development system to ensure sustainable talent supply. By creating a complete youth training structure, clubs can develop their own talent pipeline, reduce dependence on expensive transfer markets, and maintain long-term competitiveness. Fourth, using standardized management to protect players' health and careers. Through scientific management and physical health care, clubs can effectively extend players' career peaks and lower the risks of training injuries and psychological illnesses. In one sentence, professionalization means transforming uncontrollable individual factors into a controllable system capability. This is also the underlying logic of modern professional sports. Our training system has four core objectives. The first is team professionalization. Establish clear personnel matching mechanisms, define responsibilities, and build a closely structured, highly collaborative professional team. The second is scientific training. Introduce multidimensional data support for training analysis, establish standardized training methods and processes, and achieve quantifiable improvement in capabilities. The third, which is also extremely important, is mental stability. We focus on cultivating stress resistance, concentration, and mental resilience to ensure the ability to withstand setbacks in high-pressure competitive environments. Finally, our ultimate goal is normalized championship success. We aim to precipitate successful experiences, construct a sustainable talent and tactical iteration system, and achieve long-term competitiveness and replicable success. Research in sports psychology shows that in high-level competition, psychological stability is the key factor that determines fluctuations in player performance. So, what does a standard KPL first team training staff formation look like? This is a typical setup. We have a training director who oversees the entire system and controls the strategic direction. The head coach is the core of the team and the primary person responsible for tactical planning and in-game command. Assistant coaches, also known as tactical coaches, help with daily training and targeted tactical analysis. Data analysts provide data support and opponent intelligence analysis. One important point is that psychological coaches have now become a mandatory role. They are responsible for relieving player pressure and building the team's mentality. This reflects the industry's increasing emphasis on players' mental health. Fitness coaches and rehabilitation specialists ensure players' physical health and competitive condition. Team managers handle daily life, discipline, logistics, team affairs, and overall team order while ensuring stable living conditions for the roster. The entire staff forms a closed-loop system responsible for all-around training and competition management. In addition to the main team, the development of substitute teams and academy training systems is equally important. Their positioning is the club's talent factory and the talent foundation for the Tier 3 KPL ecosystem, continuously supplying high potential players to the professional scene. They are responsible not only for developing technical ability in rookies, but also for cultivating psychological growth and tactical understanding. This serves as the foundation for the club's sustainable development. A head coach is also required to guide tactical execution and practical competition training. The academy director is responsible for academy team building and rookie scouting. Data assistants are responsible for reviewing and analyzing training and competition data. Psychological support specialists focus on pressure resistance and mentality development. Fitness and rehabilitation staff provide foundational physical training and health management support. Next, let us look at the responsibilities of these key roles. The head coach is the soul of the team. When building a team, we follow three major principles. The first is the head coach responsibility system, which ensures efficient decision-making and clear accountability. Authority and responsibility are unified to ensure consistency and execution in the team's core leadership. The second is the principle of psychological prioritization. We emphasize that prevention is more important than intervention. Daily psychological development is far more important than emergency adjustments after matches. This requires a full cycle psychological support system. Finally, it is essential to break down barriers between different rosters and create talent pathways between the first team, second team, and youth academy. This creates a healthy talent circulation system and maximizes the exploration and utilization of human value. These principles come not only from industry experience but also from scientific research. Studies in sports training science have shown that early psychological intervention can significantly extend professional careers. The head coach is the soul of the team. They are responsible for tactical design and BP strategy, building exclusive tactical styles and pick-ban systems based on patch understanding and team characteristics. They are also responsible for creating training plans and deciding roster rotations. This includes designing high-intensity targeted training programs and scientifically arranging lineups according to player condition. The head coach oversees match command and team management throughout the entire cycle. From pre-match preparation to in-game direction and post-match review, the head coach leads the team's tempo and atmosphere while ensuring everyone is aligned toward the same goal. Assistant coaches or tactical coaches are the head coach's right hand. They are responsible for turning the coach's tactical intentions into actual competitive ability by implementing targeted training across laning, team fights, macro operations, vision control, and other aspects of the game. At the same time, they help players expand and deepen their proficient hero pools, conduct high-intensity sparring sessions, assist with BP simulations, and improve the team's tactical reserves. They also analyze opponent details through VOD review, complete editing for both internal and opponent match footage, and carefully break down enemy tactical tendencies and habits to provide the team with data and intelligence support. In addition, developing substitute players is also one of their key responsibilities. They develops and executes substitute training plans, supervises the daily training execution of substitute players to ensure the team's competitive state remains stable. Data analysts are an indispensable role in modern esports. Through deep research into the meta environment, opponent tactical profiling, and tactical database maintenance, they provide objective support for coaching decisions. From building BP databases to analyzing key tempo points, they conduct comprehensive quantitative analysis of scrim data, review critical mistakes in matches, and identify the causes behind key turning points in games. Data allows tactical planning to move beyond intuition and become more scientific and precise, providing the coaching staff with objective and accurate support for tactical and BP decisions. The logistics support team is equally important. Team managers are responsible for the player's daily life, discipline management, itinerary planning, and match compliance guarantee. Fitness coaches and rehabilitation specialists focus on strengthening hand and neck/shoulder muscle groups for protection. They provide injury prevention programs, post-match recovery training, and long-term health management services. The statistics show that the muscle strain rate among professional esports players is as high as 90%. However, systematic and professional fitness and rehabilitation intervention can reduce professional injury rates by more than 75%. Now we arrive at one of the key sections, the role of the psychological coach. Their work runs throughout the entire process, from daily psychological skill training to pre-match anxiety regulation, in-game mentality maintenance, and post-match psychological recovery. They help players build confidence and establish team trust, serving as an important guarantee for consistent performance. Daily psychological training includes concentration improvement, pressure resistance development, and emotional self-management. Psychological support during key stages includes pre-match anxiety regulation and mentality activation, in-game psychological reset after mistakes, and maintaining mentality during disadvantageous situations, as well as post-match emotional recovery and conflict communication. Comprehensive psychological development includes sleep management, deep rebuilding of player confidence, and strengthening team trust and cohesion. We must face the three major psychological challenges esports players encounter: collapse under disadvantage, emotional outburst, and stage fright during major events. These issues directly affect match outcomes. Sports psychology tells us that anxiety levels are negatively correlated with mechanical precision. Therefore, psychological ability has already become one of the core competitive strengths of professional players. Collapse under disadvantage refers to excessive self-blame after mistakes, causing players to fall into a negative cycle of repeated losses. Emotional outburst leads to confrontational communication with teammates and mentality imbalance, directly lowering gameplay performance. Stage fright refers to players who perform strongly during practice but fail to deliver during important matches and cannot withstand pressure. To address these pain points, our psychological development system focuses on four major goals: stability, concentration, resilience, and unity. We want players to maintain stable mentality without becoming emotional, build strong psychological defenses, avoid emotional collapse and internal mental exhaustion during matches, and remain rational at all times. We want them to focus on the present by fully concentrating on current operations and decision-making without dwelling on previous mistakes or predicting future outcomes. They must also develop strong psychological resilience with an anti-fragile mindset, never giving up in disadvantageous situations, accepting defeat when necessary, and quickly recovering from setbacks and failures. At the same time, players must trust their teammates unconditionally, absolutely follow shot calling during matches, review together after games, celebrate victories together, and fight together through defeats. So how do we achieve these goals? We have a set of daily executable psychological training methods. For example, 10 minutes of breathing relaxation exercises every day to regulate heart rate and relieve muscle tension and stress. We also conduct mindfulness training to improve concentration by consciously focusing attention on the current task, blocking out both external and internal distractions, and increasing immersion during competition. Research has shown that mindfulness training can significantly improve concentration and reduce mistake rates. At the same time, we carry out mistake reset and emotional recognition training by simulating unfavorable situations such as losing objectives or losing match point. This trains players to quickly cut off negative emotions and reset their mental state instantly. Players also learn to recognize physical signals of anger, nervousness, or anxiety and use specific techniques to regulate themselves back into the optimal competitive state, helping them manage their mentality more effectively. Psychological preparation before matches is equally important. We guide players to set process-oriented goals and focus on perfectly executing every specific action. This shifts attention away from uncontrollable match outcomes and toward controllable gameplay processes, preventing excessive anxiety. At the same time, we prepare disadvantage response plans in advance by simulating extreme situations such as being heavily targeted or losing match point. By preparing response strategies beforehand, we reduce the mental impact of sudden situations and build psychological resilience. By reviewing previous highlight moments and successful experiences, we establish positive subconscious anchors of "I can win," awakening competitive condition, and the belief in victory. Simple pre-match rituals such as high fives and team chants help remove barriers, integrate individual goals into the collective, and rapidly strengthen team cohesion and synergy on stage. During matches, psychological regulation becomes especially important. We require players to: 1. Focus only on the present without complaining, blaming, or dwelling on mistakes. Quickly communicate and focus on the next second's decisions and execution. 2. Establish clear shot calling principles. The shot caller must maintain neutral communication, delivering information objectively without personal emotions in order to stabilize the team. 3. Before critical team fights, simple deep breathing can effectively lower stress hormones and quickly stabilize competitive condition. 4. At the same time, players must develop a damage control mentality. Even after losing resources, they must maintain stable tempo and avoid allowing temporary disadvantages to disrupt the overall tactical plan. After matches, psychological recovery work must immediately follow. We emphasize handling emotions first before starting reviews. Players should calm their mentality, accept their current emotions, and then begin review analysis to avoid emotionally driven decisions. Players are guided to make objective attributions by rationally analyzing the factors behind victory or defeat while rejecting self-attacks and mutual blame within the team. Stress is released through exercise, communication, and other methods, while positive reinforcement is carried out in a timely manner by affirming every member's effort and areas of improvement. This helps establish and maintain positive self-efficacy and prepares players for the next match. Next, let us talk about rookie scouting. Beyond the well-known hard metrics such as peak tournament rankings and hero pool depth, we place even greater emphasis on soft indicators such as learning ability, execution, and psychological resilience. These soft qualities are often the key factors that determine whether a player can go further in their professional career. A talented player with poor mentality and no respect for management will struggle to succeed professionally. Hard metrics serve as the entry threshold and must ensure: 1. Age compliance according to league and club eligibility requirements. 2. Competitive level through evaluation of peak tournament rankings and overall strength in primary roles. 3. Hero pool depth with the ability to rotate across at least 2 roles and more than 5 proficient heroes. Soft metrics include core qualities such as exceptional learning ability, tactical execution, and psychological resilience. Mental maturity with emotional stability and the ability to quickly recover under pressure and after failure. Professionalism, including positive team communication, absolute respect for management, and disciplined daily routines. After entering the academy team system, rookies follow a 3-level development pathway. At the academy level, the focus is on building professional habits, discipline standards, psychological adaptation, and strengthening fundamental abilities. After entering the substitute team, players begin tactical coordination and pressure resistance training while improving practical matchability through competition experience. Finally, during the main team preparation stage, players adapt to the high pressure environment of major tournaments and integrate into the first team's tactical system and culture. During rookie development, our core focus is not only technical skill but also the cultivation of professional qualities. This includes establishing structured daily life and work routines, developing the habit of daily review sessions, and continuously improving through reflection. Players must learn to follow shot calling and communicate effectively within the team while strengthening organizational discipline, improving cross-department cooperation awareness, and building clear and efficient communication and feedback systems. At the same time, special attention is placed on emotional management and tolerance toward criticism. Players must learn to properly handle constructive criticism and transform pressure into motivation for growth. We also focus on psychological adaptation under high pressure and disadvantageous environments by simulating real competitive scenarios, strengthening mental toughness under stress, and building a champion mentality. We have established a transparent promotion system to ensure fair competition. Promotion decisions are based not only on scrim data, but also on attitude and performance, including focus during daily training, individual training duration and quality, and team compatibility, such as fit with the team's tactical system, personality dynamics, and match tempo. Psychological stability is also included, especially mentality adjustment and performance under high pressure matches. Through a clear development pathway, every promising rookie has the opportunity to progress step by step from academy team to the starting lineup of the first team, stimulating vitality throughout the entire organization. A consistently successful team must possess the ability to continuously evolve. Our rotation standards are based on multiple dimensions. This includes player adaptability to the game meta environment, keeping up with meta hero trends, ensuring sufficient hero pool depth to handle BP mind games and avoid being targeted, while flexibly adapting to different gameplay tempos across patches. We also objectively evaluate the stability of player condition and individual skill ceiling based on recent scrims, ranked games, and official match performances. Equally important are psychological stability and team compatibility. The ability to withstand pressure and adjust mentality on high pressure stages is a key factor for victory. We focus on whether players can remain calm during disadvantageous situations and avoid emotional mistakes that impact team performance. We also evaluate how well a player's style fits the team's overall tactical system, as well as the precision of tactical execution and team coordination during matches. Through scientific rotation, we ensure the team always maintains optimal competitiveness. Lineup rotation is the concrete expression of iteration. We follow three major principles. First, positions are earned through scrim competition. We break down seniority barriers and use overall performance in high-intensity scrims as the core standard for match opportunities, ensuring equal chances for everyone. Second, fairness and transparency. We establish a multidimensional and objective player evaluation system where rotation decisions are completely data-driven and free from subjective preferences or bias. Data speaks louder than personal judgment. At the same time, during the rotation process, special attention must be paid to protecting team atmosphere and player mentality. Sufficient communication must be maintained throughout the process, while psychological support systems are established to prevent negative emotions and preserve team cohesion. Regarding cutting player and roster reinforcement, our retention standard prioritizes attitude first, mentality second, and ability third. We prioritize developing talent internally through academy team systems and insist on maintaining internal talent generation capability by continuously discovering and cultivating promising new stars to build a sustainable talent pipeline. When strengthening through the transfer market, we value tactical compatibility and psychological resilience more than reputation or raw skill alone, ensuring players can quickly integrate into the team immediately after joining. Winning championships depends not only on players and coaches, but also on a strong environment. In terms of management environment, we emphasize clear systems and standardized management structures. Training schedules, daily routines, post-match reviews, and reward and punishment mechanisms are all clearly defined and transparent, providing a stable foundation for team development. Second, we emphasize smooth communication. By breaking down hierarchical barriers and establishing efficient communication channels, problems during training and matches can be exposed, discussed, and solved in a timely manner, improving team cooperation efficiency. Most importantly, we strive to create psychological safety by building an inclusive team culture where members are allowed to learn through mistakes. We insist on the principle of addressing issues rather than attacking individuals so that every player feels confident expressing ideas and trying new things. This is the first requirement for building a high-performance team. Cultural environment is the soul of the team. Team culture is the combination of shared values, behavioral standards, and communication patterns recognized by all members. It is the core source of team cohesion and fighting power. We are committed to building a championship culture where everyone shares the same goal and supports each other's success. At the same time, we establish an execution culture built on responsibility, strong execution, and results orientation, alongside a psychological culture centered on respect, trust, focus, and growth. These shared values and behavioral standards form the foundation for long-term team success. Finally, there is the support environment. We provide professional esports peripherals and training equipment, while gigabit fiber networks ensure low latency connections. We establish multidimensional data analysis systems to support tactical review and opponent intelligence analysis. Professional medical rehabilitation teams are equipped to provide muscle relaxation treatment and sports injury therapy. At the same time, we provide scientific nutrition plans and comfortable living environments to comprehensively support quality of life. Dedicated psychological counseling areas and stress relief spaces are established to reduce pressure from high-intensity competition. Comprehensive data analysis systems and psychological support areas are essential. One point that must be especially emphasized is sleep management, because sleep quality directly affects reaction speed and decision-making accuracy. Strict sleep management systems and soundproof rest areas are necessary to ensure high-quality sleep. To ensure every part of the system can be executed in a standardized manner, we created standardized SOP procedures for training. This includes the daily training cycle from morning practice to sleep schedules, with every step closely connected to maintain stable physical condition and competitive performance. It also includes the full season preparation cycle from patch research to major tournament simulation, ensuring every stage follows a structured process so the team's strength becomes reproducible and measurable on stage. Of course, even the best system still requires effective implementation. There are several key points here. First, leadership support and continuous resource investment are essential. System construction cannot be completed overnight. From top-level planning to practical execution, it requires firm support and long-term investment from management. Second, the coaching staff must share unified recognition of the system. As the core executors, all coaches must deeply understand the philosophy behind the system while maintaining unified standards throughout daily training and teaching. Third, continuous optimization must rely on data-driven improvement. Quantitative evaluation models should be established to regularly review operational effectiveness, identify problems, and guide continuous iteration and upgrades. Finally, and most importantly, patience and persistence are required because professionalized systems cannot be built instantly. The construction of a professional system is a long term and systematic project. Only through patience and long term commitment can final success be achieved. Finally, let us summarize today's core content. The essence of professionalization is transforming the uncontrollable into the controllable, thereby achieving stable results and ultimately winning championships. Professional teamwork is the foundation, scientific training is the framework, and psychological development is the soul. By combining a complete academy team talent pipeline, scientific roster, and a championship environment, we can build a true champion team capable of sustained long-term success. This concludes my sharing session. Thank you everyone for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the feedback.